Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes.
Yo, today we celebrating the 50th birthday of Shaquille O'Neal.
The big fella.
Shaq.
The big fella.
50 years old.
The big Aristotle is what he called himself, right?
Big Aristotle. He got like 100
He got 100 names.
He got 100 nicknames. But, yo, Shaq Fu, all of that. We talking about Shaq, his 50th birthday, his impact in sports, his impact in hip-hop, his impact in the entertainment world.
Absolutely.
We great get into all of that. You know, we got our guy, the rapologist, blessing us here today.
Yeah, somehow he will pop up for the big fella episode.
We got the rapologist.
The Shaq Diesel episode. Where he come from?
Thanks for having me.
Where we find this nigga at?
You know, you got to go search for him sometime. But yeah, we got T. Warren here with us. But how has Shaq been able to remain relevant in sports and entertainment world for so long?
By tapping into all of it. He's tapped into everything, man, from the outside world as far as food, as far as giving back. Definitely one of the most one of the things that I love about him most.
His giving back
his give back game is like is at an all-time high, man. And then his comedy.
He got the All-Star thing every year.
Yeah,
All-Star comedy.
His nights on TNT.
Inside the NBA.
You know what I'm saying? His undeniable criticism. You know what I'm saying? His criticism is at an all-time high right now. You know, like his
legendary rap career.
Yeah, absolutely. His classic album. As an MC out of sports.
I will co-sign
only
that.
person I think that has a classic album as a sports MC, sports rapper, sports singer. I don't know what's going on, but he's the only one with that classic. But Shaq is just Shaq, man. And more than anything, man, the people love him, man.
Love him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. He's a lovable personality, man. He always is like for the people. He always, in this social media era, this was him before social media. Like he was that kind of guy, how people act on social media before social media even existed. He was always just friendly. He was always just trying to make people laugh, make people have fun. That's always been his thing. But giving back, like you said in the beginning, like this dude goes and pays off people like wedding engagement rings. He'll just go pay it off. He'll go to a store. Yo, you don't got no sneaks? Get him every sneak in his size. Like this guy gives back. He's crazy. His giving back game to the community is crazy. But he's just, like you said, man, overall, he's just in every lane. Everybody respects him. Hip hop loves him. In the movie, Hollywood loves him. He's been in all kind of movies with Adam Sandler and all of that. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves him. Shaq just remains relevant because everybody loves him and he's connected to everything.
I agree.
No doubt about it, man. Shaq, man. I came up when I first seen him, as a young boy at LSU playing college, man. It was just phenomenal. Just him coming up his size, his weight, his dunking skills. He was just crazy from the rip, man. And we seen a star coming. We seen a star in motion, ready to dominate the league. It wasn't no doubt that he wasn't going to dominate the league. I mean, it was just obvious what he was. And going back to your question, Carl, why is he, so relevant in rap? I think it's when he came up. Like he came up during the generation of the come up of hip hop. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's a '70s baby. Came out in '72. Was born in 1972. And I'm born in 1970. If you was in that era, that era got you involved with hip hop. I mean, and it's great that he has some skills. I don't know what his skills like now. He got a little flow still.
He always freestyling.
That battle with Dame Time. But so him coming up in that era, I think really helped him out a lot as far as how real he is and how passionate he is for the game, the community, kids. Just an amazing person, man. Before I pass off to Bino, man, I had
he called him man Bino.
Bino. PB, you know what it is. But listen, I had a chance of actually running into Shaq. I mean, because y'all said some real stuff, and I'm sitting back listening to it. I actually met Shaq. All right? And when I met him, I met stars before. I met rap stars and NBA stars. When I met him, he was open to me. Because I met him in All-Star game in New Orleans. And we were going on Bourbon Street. And I looked up. He was like, yo, that's Shaq. We looked at him. He looked at us. And he said, yo, you want a picture? He asked me, did I want a picture?
Word.
And he A class. He top of the model. I'm gonna get a picture with Shaq. Some people I ain't. All right, man, I don't need nothing with him. But I pulled up on him and said, "You want a picture? Come on, man. Stop this boy. He's got his boy to take the picture. It's on my file somewhere. Y'all be receiving it on your phone in a matter of minutes, man, just to prove it.
Say no more.
We need that.
Say no more. We need that, man. So we,
Shaq, man.
the people, man.
He's a wide open dude,
It
man.
wasn't a cardboard, right?
Absolutely not, baby.
Okay.
No doubt about it. You'll see it in a couple seconds. It's coming, man. So that's real talk what y'all just said about him being a real person, genuine person, open to the kids, open to the people.
Yeah.
No doubt about
He
it.
seems accessible.
Yeah,
like at all time, you know what I'm saying? He seems like he's accessible.
He never got into any type of trouble or how they always
Not really.
Nothing like that.
He's one of them guys that I think will open your DM up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You send him a DM, some real shit, he'll open it up.
Shaq,
you know what I'm saying?
Shaq that guy. Shaq that guy. All right, man. We got my man Mark Izzy with us today too. We talking about Shaq, man. How has Shaq remain relevant in the sports and entertainment world for so long to you, Izzy?
Well, it starts with him being on TNT, so therefore he's in the spotlight every Tuesday, Thursday, and sometimes Saturday.
Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday,
No,
Wednesday,
just
Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, just Tuesday.
Yeah,
Thursday now?
he's on TV, of course. Obviously, one of the best. I think one of the best NBA shows on TV.
Absolutely, inside the
Smoking
NBA,
right now.
hands down.
He's also a top 50 player, so the young boys still, they still look to him, and his kids play a little bit too. So that helps because he still got that link with his kids playing. And
One of his kids is at LSU now.
Yes, I saw that.
He tall too.
He is. Yeah, young man can play. I think they said the girl was actually the best one. She just decided not to play. That.
She just don't want to
No,
play.
I think one of them does play though. Like one of them, she's good. She's really good too. But yeah, just stuff like that. I know that he still weighs in on certain things. He's still himself though. Honestly,
Right,
I mean,
right.
Shaq. I think we'll probably talk about it a little later on. His personality. He's bigger than just his body. I mean, his personality and the things he does in business and things like that. He's always managed to stay in tune with everything like that.
Absolutely. Well, here's just a little history of Shaq, man. Shaquille O'Neal was born on March 6, 1972 in Newark, New Jersey to Lucille O'Neal and Joe Tony. His dad actually played, his biological dad, I don't think people realize that, he actually played basketball. He was an all-state guard. But his Joe Tony received a scholarship to go to Seton Hall because that's where they was from, Jersey. But he struggled with drug addiction. So he got locked up for drug possession, and when Shaq was an infant then, and he lost his chance to play college basketball. By the time his biological dad got out of prison, he just decided to stay out of Shaq's life. And then his mom got remarried to Army Sergeant Philip A. Harrison, and he's the man that Shaq always considered his dad. He called him Sarge. He always considered his dad. But Shaq, he had height in his family. His biological father was 6'1", his mom was 6'2".
Dang.
By the age of 13.
Dang, his mom was 6'2"?
Yeah.
God damn.
By the age, and rest in peace to his mom because she passed away a couple years ago.
Rest up, Miss O'Neal.
By the age of 13, Shaq was 6'6".
Imagine her with heels on.
Damn.
Yeah, he was 6'6" by 13 years old. He credit the Boys and Girls Club of Newark, New Jersey for giving him a safe place to play and keep him off the streets. Because his stepfather's career in the Army, he left Newark, New Jersey. Then he moved to a military base in Germany. After returning from Germany, Shaq's family settled in San Antonio, Texas. And by the age of 16, Shaq grown to 6'10". He was 6'10" at 16.
God damn.
Go ahead, freaks. Damn.
Shaq began playing high school basketball in San Antonio and dominating. He led his team to a 68-1 record over 2 years and helped the team win the state championship during his senior year. Now, this is crazy. This is how stuff gets connected. Shaq met Coach Dale Brown from LSU while his stepfather was in West Germany. So that's how he connected with LSU. So he got the inside track and got Shaq to come to LSU and then to play for Coach Brown. He became a household name at LSU, probably most famously due to Dick Vitale hyping him up, calling him, diaper dandy and all of that. He really got Shaq's name going. And he was a two-time All-American, two-time SEC Player of the Year, and received the Adolph Ruff Trophy as the men's basketball, the best player in 1991. Shaq declared for the NBA draft after 3 seasons at LSU. Now, they didn't win a chip, but he actually played with Chris Jackson before he was Mahmoud Raouf. What was it? Mahmoud Abdul
Raouf.
And he played with Stanley Roberts too. So they had a good team. They just couldn't win the chip. But he played with Chris Jackson when he was a super problem. The Orlando Magic drafted Shaq first overall in 1992 draft. He was named the Player of the Year in his first week in the NBA. That had never been done before at that point. He was a player. I mean, player of the week. I'm sorry, player of the week in his first week in the NBA. That's never been done before. He was the 1993 NBA Rookie of the Year and the first rookie to be voted to the All-Star Game starter since Michael Jordan in 1985. All-Star starter in his first year. That's a big deal. Orlando, man, he went on to make history. Him and Penny was one of the first dynamic duos.
Yeah.
They went to the finals but got swept by the Houston Rockets. Then the 1995-96 year, he signed the Lakers, which was a big deal at that time, him leaving Orlando and a young team to go to the Lakers.
Gave up on Penny.
Yeah, you think he gave up on Penny?
Yeah, he gave up on Penny, man, hands down. He gave up on Penny.
It's Nick's
He
fault.
didn't see the chick.
No, but they also offered him that Hollywood bag, all that movies and all of that.
Yeah, which is understandable.
It's
But
Nick's
Florida,
fault.
man,
It's
you
Nick's
talking
fault
about
for missing them free throws.
talking about Orlando.
Nick doesn't miss those free throws. Maybe Shaq stayed.
Yeah, I understand that, but you talk about
Nick
you
choked.
talk. Yeah, my point exactly. But you talk about Orlando, Florida, where some of the greatest films is made. They got one of the
Studios.
biggest world playgrounds.
Yeah. Parks, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
We talking about LA though.
But he could have took Orlando to a whole different level.
He could have. He could have.
He could have put that on a whole different level. He could have brought everything to him.
But they gave him that bag.
That
bag ain't calling.
It worked out for him.
Jerry West,
too.
yeah,
So,
Jerry West.
yeah.
Jerry West
One of the
offered him
wrong
that
moves.
bag, and then he said, "We got this young fella we grade draft. He's gonna be one of the best players ever." I don't know if Shaq believed him at the time, but that's what Jerry West told him, and that happened to be Kobe Bryant. So he signed with the Lakers. It didn't hit off.
Shaq left that too.
It didn't hit off right away, though. It didn't hit off right away until Phil Jackson came there in 1999, and they instantly won a chip. Instantly went on a three-peat. Instantly went on a chip. You know the history. Shaq and Kobe became one of the best duos ever. Then, management and ownership felt like Shaq was losing a step, so we want to go with the young fella. So they traded Shaq. Shaq ain't leave. They traded Shaq.
It wasn't just the ownership or the management either that got him out of there. You know what I mean?
He's saying Kobe put that.
It was the young fella. It was the young fella.
Yeah, he did too. He put a power play in there. He put a power play.
No doubt about it.
So he went to Miami in 2004, and then he got another young fella. He kept a young gunner with him. Then he got D Wade, and they won a chip. Now this wasn't the same Shaq to me, but he still won a chip.
Well, he had learned from L.A. He said, I'm gonna let the young fella go ahead and do what he does.
Yes, he did.
And then I'm anchoring.
And D Wade went off.
This is your team. He told me, "This is your team. I'm just here."
And he put him on. He put him on his back. And then Shaq had success in Miami. Then Shaq started to get Miami is when he started to get the injury bug a lot. Then after a while, he started to get traded around. And I ain't like that look. He went
to Cleveland,
Celtics. Phoenix. Oh, the Celtics was real bad at that point. That was real bad. It was Cleveland, Phoenix, the Celtics. But then he was getting hurt a lot. He got real big. Then in 2011, he retired.
I think Barkley was calling for him when he was in Celtics. Come on up here, big fella. We got a chair for you.
Come on home.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he retired from basketball in 2011. And he had one of the best, retirement. He had like this big buffet for all the reporters. I remember that joint. And it was like a big production, man. It was dope. But he showed all the reporters love. They came, I think it was his crib or one of his facilities, and he had this big buffet laid out for all the media people as he announced his retirement. That was different. I ain't see it done like that. But this is a 4-time NBA champion, 3 times Finals MVP. NBA Most Valuable Player in 2000, 15-time NBA All-Star, 3-time NBA All-Star Game MVP, 8-time NBA First Team, 2-time All-NBA Second Team, NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA Rookie Team of the Year, 2-time NBA Scoring Champion. He was on the NBA 50th Anniversary Team, the NBA 75th Anniversary Team. He got number 34 retired with the Los Angeles Lakers, number 32 retired with the Miami Heat. This guy, he got all the accolades, man. Legendary, legendary career. So when did you realize Shaq was like a special talent? You know, everybody different ages. You know, when did you feel like Shaq was like, this dude is special right here?
As I said earlier, man, I knew from the rip, man, from the beginning. Seeing him at LSU, we knew he was coming, man. I know Stanley Roberts was right beside him, but he was the one out of the two, you know what I mean? And we thought Stanley would do something, but
and Stanley
not like
Roberts
Shaq
wasn't
doing.
trash neither.
Absolutely
like he was
not.
a problem back then.
You know what I mean? But he was a little bit faster, definitely than Stanley. You know what I mean? Agile. You know what I mean? He had a little bit more of a touch than Stanley, and we just knew it. He was the one out of the two. Knew it from the rips, LSU days.
I would agree with that. I mean, every center that they put him up against that they said was that guy, he went ahead and tore through him. And of course, when he played for when he did get a chance to play for the pros, I mean, it was back then. So you know, it was not like now where you can see the footage all the time, but you could see a little bit of the footage when he played against the pros. How Olajuwon and them were looking like, oh, I'm gonna get out the big fella's way.
Right.
Not only just with his strength, but he agile and he had some skills. He had some actual post skills.
Yeah,
he had really a lot of post skills, a lot of baby jump hooks. Up and unders and things of that nature, just more than dunking. And he had a basketball IQ.
Definitely.
Double team. Obviously, got better as his career went on, but you could see it right then, as T. Warren said. You could definitely see it.
Not only that, man, he was strong as shit, man. And there's that on some real shit. Like this, you gotta think about it. You got a guy 7 foot something, and he's like he covered in muscle. This dude was covered in muscle. He got a motherfucking Superman tattoo, biggest shit on his arm. Like, he was bringing a whole different type of swag, man. And for him to not have that pride and go into Hakeem Labs with the drop steps and Kareem with the hooks. He actually worked with these people with certain things, man. And he was amazing, man. And probably one of the best big men ever, man, going down the date right now, man. I understand we had some people that dropped 70, 80 or whatever, but 100. Shaq was a problem, 100. But Shaq was a problem, man, for real, man. Hands down.
I think I seen him first in LSU and I knew he was special then, but, I'm a little younger. But when he was first in the NBA, like when he took the NBA by storm. I just remember. And then I remember moments like, this is stuff I never seen before. Like when he broke the backboard in New Jersey. Like he really shattered the backboard. Like I didn't see Daryl Dawkins do that live. That was before me. But the way he dunked that with that much power and took the rim off and the rim crack, and then in Phoenix where he dunked it and the court literally folded.
They had
to change the equipment in the NBA for this
in
guy.
In the middle of the joint.
Yeah.
They put a whole motherfucking nuke.
They had to bring out a whole, like the court literally folded and went down. I was like, what is this? Like, you remember that? Like
I remember that one and when the whole shit shattered.
Yeah, the Jersey one was crazy. He just shattered the whole court. It was crazy. Like, who does this? Like, who does that? Never was. I ain't seen nothing done like that.
They had it in Philly. I know Derek Coleman was in it. The one he shattered.
But they played. It was in Jersey. Remember, he played for the Nets.
Oh, it was
okay.
the Nets.
Yeah. He wasn't.
And that was a mean dunk. Like he tried to destroy he really tried to destroy the whole rim, man. It was crazy.
Derek Coleman
man.
was hot, man. You look at the video of Derek Coleman walking away like, man, this dude, man. You know what I mean?
You can't do nothing against it. You can't do nothing against it. So like what early Shaq in his career, what lessons you think before he went on to win championships and stuff, what you think lessons he learned early in his career with the Orlando Magic days?
Patience. I think he lost patience a little bit. And got frustrated early, man. And why wouldn't he, though? Because they were supposed to win that. You know what I'm saying? It was the perfect time. Michael Jordan's not there. It's perfect time to get it. Mm-hmm. They didn't get it, man.
Then you beat Mike when he comes back.
Yeah.
and then he comes back the next year. You still, I mean, like you said, the window was right there.
Yeah, the window. They definitely had that window. They choked against Houston and I don't know if everybody remembers, but Hakeem Olajuwon gave him a clinic.
Oh, absolutely.
He gave him a clinic.
Right after that moment.
Young Shaq.
Right after that.
He was like, I taught you everything, but I didn't teach you everything.
Yeah, I think Shaq realized, like, I need to get better at this point because Hakeem took him to work.
And not only that, Carl, Shaq went into the lab with Kareem Moore after that. Because Kareem bust his ass.
Yes, he did. Straight up. Straight up. Like, and it can't be denied.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
And I think that motivated him. Like,
I'm saying
okay,
Kareem and shit. Hakeem.
Yeah, I think that motivated Shaq to be like, damn, I'm great, but I gotta get better because Hakeem, he gave me the work. I couldn't do nothing with him. No matter how big I am, that feet work, like it was different, man.
That footwork and then that fade away and to get him and to get his big dumb ass jumping at him. That nigga, he was
Watch the birdie.
hitting him with that shit like this, Shaq like this. And he get right here with the left. Laying it right up, man. He bust his ass, man. Go back and look at that shit. He gave Shaq a fucking clinic.
Yeah, I remember.
Word.
That.
Outside, got him out there looking crazy. He was jabbing him up like he was a point guard out there shooting jumpers. Yo, he fucked Shaq around.
I remember that for sure, man. That definitely a clinic. So, what made Shaq so dominant, like of a basketball player on the court in his prime?
Strength. Spoke about it earlier, man. The strength, man. The pure dominance, man. Just the go hard will that he had, man. He just got that go hard will. He talk about it now. He continue to talk about it while you're on TNT. Yep. Go hard, play hard, do this. And he was just the tallest, the strongest, faster than a lot of other centers. It just is what it is, man. He just had it. He had it. And it starts, I think, as we get older and learn the game a little bit more and see how they really play, it starts with your mind. It's all in his head. Because a lot of people, you can make a mid-range layup, freaks. Yeah. But can you make it on a consistent basis? Can you dunk the rock? Can you turn and twist and be agile with it and know the game? Had the basketball IQ. He had it. And he used it, and that was his look, man. You know what I mean? Come right from the head, from the chest, the muscle. Straight up.
I agree, Ox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was just he was, like you said, he was so powerful. They actually they made the hack of Shaq rule for Shaq. Like, they had to just foul him intentionally because he couldn't shoot free throws. That's all we could do to stop it. Like, that was invented for Shaq. Like, they use it for other people now. Ben Simmons got caught up in that. But Shaq, that was originated for Shaq. The flopping was originated because they couldn't guard Shaq. So all we're going to do is just, every time he hits us, we just going to fall back. Vlade Divac and them. All that was invented because of Shaq, because he was so big and powerful. Like, you couldn't stop him. And Shaq is the first person that, to me, that consistently will get you in the post, spin, and bang it on you. Like, it wasn't no soft layups. It was like, I'm trying to take your head off. I remember David Robinson falling off him so many times after getting banged on. Like, it was like powerful dunks. Like, he got the greatest hits on David Robinson. And this guy one of the best players, centers of all time. He's giving that man the work.
Yes.
He was a student. He was a student of the game. Yeah. Everybody that you named, he paid homage to, and he took a piece of their game and put it in his game. And like you said, he's willing to go, and as you guys already mentioned, go to the lab with Kareem and say, you know what, I'm not as good as I need to be. So what do you have? He's willing to take that in and soak it in. And then, as T. Warren said, I think that came from Sarge. Sarge was like, listen, I say that as somebody whose dad was in the military. Like, when you grow up with somebody who's in the military, there is no quit. There is no, I will be defeated. You rivet everything you have, and you play everything you have on the line. And he took that mentality when he's on the basketball court. Right. He's like, I will not be defeated. You will feel my whole power. I won't hold back on you or anything like that. Yeah. And he was, and outside the court, of course, we cool, but on the court, I'm here to rip your heart out.
Right, I agree. So what did the move to when he moved to the Lakers? That was a big deal. He left the the Magic. They went to the finals even though they lost. Everybody thought they was going to win that year. I know I did. They lost though. They got schooled from the veterans in the Houston Rockets. But when he moved to LA, what did that do for his career? I mean, not just basketball, on and off the court. What did that do?
Well, off the court, it took it to another level because he was already in the field of the whole the acting thing from the Blue Chip and
classic.
Blue Chip, of
classic
course. Was Kazam and all that out?
Kazam came out. That came with the LA deal.
Yeah, with the LA deal. All right, yeah, but the commercial, you seen in commercials, before the LA, but once he got to LA, he was in more commercials, things of that nature. So it took his stock up, which he was expected anyway, due to the type of person that he was and the type of personality he had.
And that's how they actually sold him for the contract. They said, yo, you come to LA, we're going to get you all this other money in the entertainment.
And then they probably promised him some music. We're gonna get this. We know you like to rap. You know what I'm saying?
We still haven't mentioned Magic. He goes there, and now Magic is to mentor him on just how to take it to the next level. Because of course, everybody has aspirations, dreams of taking it to the next level. You can move to LA, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Yeah. You got a guy who's bona fide.
Yeah, Magic's that guy
in the business.
That Magic's that
in,
guy.
In entertainment, into everything, and he can show him the ropes and and give him, he cleared a path for him. Yeah. He said, "Here, follow my lead, young boy. Come with me."
And it's a full circle moment because when Shaq first declared for the NBA draft and he was working out, he went to LA to train with Magic.
Yes,
so Magic had the inside track.
Yeah.
Magic had the inside connection with him. So it kind of came full circle. So like and Magic call you, most people ain't denying Magic when he make that call like, yo, we need you. Like most people ain't saying no to
and his
that.
idols out there. Yeah. And Kareem's out there.
And Kareem's out there. Right.
I mean, so that's a no-brainer for him. He's like, I'm going. I can still play ball. I mean, in Orlando, you can find a run. I mean, I've seen them. But in LA, you can find a run. Like you go to UCLA, you go to Paul, you gonna find a run.
And then he struggled at first, but then he hooked up with the greatest coach arguably of all time.
Phil Jackson.
Mm-hmm. He showed him how to win.
Absolutely.
Immediately. As soon as Phil Jackson went there, the first year they won the chip. Like that's the kind of impact.
And they knew that though.
And they had all these great players before then, couldn't get it done. They remember one year they had Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, Kobe, and Shaq. Couldn't get it done. Phil Jackson comes, win a chip first year.
And in that special book,
he the closer, man.
Read the book, man. Read the book and get back to me.
The Zen Master, he the closer, man, for sure. So we talked. He in LA, he doing his thing. Then Shaq and Kobe become a duo. Kobe emerges. We see his greatness. We see that he's the next thing. He's next up. Him and Shaq, they got the power issues. Who's the man? Like, how great could Shaq and Kobe? They won 3 championships together. They went to 4 NBA finals. They won 3 championships. Like, how great could they have been together if they stayed together?
He addressed that already. He said it was kind of like my fault for leaving. He said if I'd have been able to put my ego aside a little bit,
they would have had more.
It definitely would have had more.
Yeah.
It was unstoppable. Yeah. He said I could have easily stayed there another 5-6 years and got multiple chips. So I think they could have been definitely. I mean, they already are in the conversation for greatest duo of all time. But I think it might have not made it a conversation at that point in time. And I'm a Mike fan, so I say that even knowing what Mike and Pip in the conversation.
They a problem, man. Rest in peace to Kobe. When they did that thing where they interviewed each other, when Shaq interviewed him, that was great TV, man. Yes, that was beautiful. And then Shaq that had that mature mentality now, like, yo, I wish I would have did things different because they could have won like at least 6, man. I think Shaq said 8, but I mean I think they could have won at least. Well, they won 3. I think they could at least won 2 more.
Absolutely.
2, at least 5. At least 5. Like, they was a problem, man. And I think Shaq, like he did with D. Wade, because he was kind of getting hurt and losing a couple steps, he would have just leaned on Kobe more. And like same thing.
Yeah. Because their chemistry was more like D. Wade and Shaq chemistry was more like Kobe and Shaq chemistry, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, man, that pride is a hell of a thing, man. And was it enough room for 2 superstars on the same team? Yes, it was. But Shaq felt as though LA was his first.
Yeah.
And this young boy coming to take my shine.
But not only that, Kobe was challenging him. Like Shaq, in his mind, he the star. Kobe coming there telling you, man, you overweight, man. Like, get in shape. Like, Shaq look at you. Shaq look at you like, who are you, young boy? Like, you telling me I need to I'm the man here. They're like, nah, man, you fat. Like, get in shape. Shaq ain't like trying. And then Kobe wasn't a people person. He didn't want to hang out with the players. Shaq was a real, him and D. Fisher and Rick Fox, they all was tight. Kobe ain't want to hang out with them. Kobe just went to the gym. So it was just like, oh, gee, what, you don't like us? That's just how Kobe was. He was just locked in on basketball, man.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, man.
And then Shaq, like, one thing about Shaq, he was always around when other things was going on with other players, like from the interviews, like making the reporters laugh, everybody. He stuck around. Like even after the game interviews, it might be somebody besides himself. He'd come playing around and shit. Shaq was just like a big kid. You know what I'm saying? And for him and for Kobe to bring a total opposite of, like joking and, seriousness to the team, it kind of like, yo, man, we still gonna live. But Kobe was like locked in on.
But Kobe, Shaq was gonna be Shaq at the end of the day. That was his personality. He was bubbly. He was a people person. Kobe just was about basketball. Kobe was just wanted to hoop. He wanted to be the best. So I guess it was always gonna be that conflict. But I could see Shaq when you got this young boy coming in telling me like, "Yo, man, get in shape." Like they actually got in real fights in practice. Like real, they swinging on each other, picking Shaq trying to slam them. Like they got in real fights.
Yeah, we can't leave out the code. He messed the code up too by snitching on him, saying something about what he did after hours.
One of my only black eyes on, and Kobe my guy. Kobe's my guy. But that's one of my only black eye. I ain't like
that's a hell of a black eye too.
I ain't like how he did Shaq on that.
That's one of the eyes you can't you forever the rest of your life you can't see out of it, right?
But Shaq forgave them though.
Yes, he did. It amazed me that he did.
I respect that. But that was a bad. I can't. Hey, Kobe's my guy, but I can't co-sign that one, man. That was weak.
That was totally different after that. I really wasn't a Kobe fan, keep it all the way real. But after that, I really didn't like that.
You ain't like how that move?
Nah, I ain't like that move. I ain't like the ball. I was against him. You know what I mean? I was a Kobe hater, man.
I agree. I was one of them too, Ox. Yeah. I was one of them too, especially after that move. And like you said, after that move, it kind of hurt me. Like, come on, man. Now you
wasn't thorough at all.
You don't do that.
Wasn't thorough at all.
You don't do that at all.
Well, I didn't believe it at first. I didn't believe it. I'm like, he ain't do that. But it kept on coming out, and nobody denied it. And I think they halfway admitted it when they had that interview. They halfway talked about it. You know what I mean?
I don't know if the police put that out. I don't know who originally did, but they had like verbatim what he said. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it was real bad.
It was bad. So when Shaq went to L.A., this is when he really got into hip hop. Shaq. We got this You Can't Stop the Rain album. I don't know if people heard this, but this joint, like Shaq was a hip hop guy. Like, go read some of these features off on this album, though.
Oh, man, listen, man. I think two of the top dog ones from the rip. Biggie. Well, shit, I'm going to say three, man, regardless of the situation. The top three big dogs from the rip is Biggie, Jay-Z, and R. Kelly, if I'm mistaken, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
They three of the major artists at this time. Yeah,
we can try to erase what Robert did, but we can't. Yeah. Robert did what he did.
For real, bro. He did what he did, but he came on here and he snapped, man. This is an all-time.
He got I think Mobb Deep's on there.
Mobb Deep on here.
Yeah, it's a class. And then, he was real cool with Lord Tariq and Peter Guns.
Yup.
Snickens are on there.
Snickens. Yeah, and that's how we
Peter Guns.
Peter Guns.
Peter Guns did some writing for him, I want to say, right?
But he's Corey Guns' goddad.
Yeah.
Shaq is
yeah. Peter Guns did some writing for him.
Probably.
Well, but Peter Guns was part of that Fushnikins movement too, I want to say, in some way. He was part of that, like that.
Uptown.
He wasn't part of them, but he was around that.
Fushnikins is from Jersey.
I understand that, but Jersey and New York, they was right there. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So that was a whole. That's the
first time I heard. Most people probably heard Shaq rap with the Fushnikins.
And not only that,
Can I Rock
Brown on this motherfucker.
He did have
Bobby Brown on here.
Yes, he did.
Bobby Brown, but this was this wasn't the old Bobby. This was sort of like the transferable Bobby. This is the Bobby that was I
remember he had the Can I
Robert.
Rock? What's up, Doc? Can I Rock?
Yeah.
I'm the Hooper, the Hyper.
Yeah.
Said, I'm not a Christian Laettner, not Alonzo Mourning. Because remember, which was disrespectful, they picked Christian Laettner over Shaq on a Dream Team, original Dream Team. That was disrespectful in all regards.
Can't stop still. Oh my God.
I'm glad you brought that up,
Very
Carl.
disrespectful.
That Christian Laettner was ripping it though.
Christian Laettner was one of the best college basketball players of all time. But he wasn't Shaq though.
I think they needed another center. Yeah, they needed another center. Their centers was tight.
So they had to go with more.
They wanted to spread it out, you know what I mean? And Laettner was the player of the year.
I was going to say he was
Laettner was great. Laettner was great. I can't take away.
I wanted Shaq there. Of course I wanted Shaq there. But
right.
I was fighting it too from before, but I had to ride with a little wit because it wasn't no real argument at the end of the day, man. I had to let Laettner in there, even though he ain't do nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
In the NBA ain't do nothing.
Carry some bags, got some donuts.
Yeah, he ain't do nothing in the Dream Team either. He wasn't doing real work. You know what I'm saying? We wanted Shaq in the hood, but when you really look at the business part of it, when you look at the team aspect of it, Christian probably was a better fit. You know what I mean? Shaq being on that team would have just all set something. It wouldn't have been the right look. You got David
Where
Robinson.
Christian Laettner went at? Anyway.
He went to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah.
So it worked out for Shaq.
Yeah, it worked out, but it hurt us in the hood. It hurt us being a Shaq fan back then. But doing the mathematics, 20, 30 years later, whatever it is, man, yeah, it was the right fit, man. Letting Christian get on there. Even though, like as I said earlier, he didn't do nothing for the team. You know, he might have averaged 2 points. Might have, you know what I mean? Might have averaged 5 minutes a game. So it is what it is.
So what about the rapologist when you heard Shaq the rapper? When the rapologist heard the Shaq the rapper?
That's a great question. Now, I thought he had skills.
Bruce
but
Nickens.
But when he came out, as some of y'all remember, it was like, yo, he's privileged. How he get a record deal? How can he just get on? We got real rappers in the hood struggling doing their 1-2. They can't get a record deal. How can he just come out of nowhere and drop an album? So that was a big fight against him too. Is he real with it? You know what I mean? He's a millionaire. You know what I mean? He's spitting these lyrics. So it was a fight on the other side too. I don't know if some of y'all remember. Yeah, they was like, yo, it's whack, it's lame. He shouldn't be eligible to have an album. So he got some pushback, y'all. He got some pushback.
What about New York?
He bought all the people. He bought all, you know what I mean? Got Jay and Big
they had
on
a
there.
heavy lineup.
Yeah,
Heavy
so
lineup.
he paid for his features. You know what I mean? So he got some pushback for that, y'all.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, man.
That was still the era where we were still between commercial rap and rappers. So stakes is high, and of course you know the two albums are divided.
Yeah.
I think probably guys have talked about it before. So yeah, at that time, you still had to be from the grassroots of things if you wanted to be a rapper. You'd be considered more of an entertainer if you like he said, because he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
And then of course a lot of people still didn't know his background story, even though we kind of heard about Sarge and everything like that, but we really didn't know.
Right.
We didn't know. Right. All we know is he's a guy that plays in LA with some chains and lowrider.
Right.
And he's on TV all the time. So what's he talking about? What can he rap about? What's he gonna rap about that I want to know about?
Right.
So that's because that's what rap, at that particular time was still. That's definitely the voice of the people, per se.
Right. So the narrative is he bought a record deal.
Yeah, pretty much. But he had skills.
Yeah.
But like you said, we couldn't find. It's like, he could rap though.
And to take up for him in a way, because Biggie came into the "You Can't Stop the Rain," which I think is a classic record.
Yeah,
classic record. But Biggie said that he was coming in like, yo, you want me to write your rap? Like,
and he said no.
Shaq was like, nah, I'm gonna write my rap. So Biggie was prepared to write the song for him.
He was.
But Shaq was like, nah, I write my own rap.
Biggie probably had the whole song done already.
Of course he did.
And Shaq, and Biggie pen is crazy with the ghost writing, so he was ready.
He said, my garage is full of CeeLo. 4, 5s, and 6s. Come on, man. He's a big fella.
He did. I mean,
B.I.G., man.
Cedric Sabalos tried it before. There's a couple other people that tried it before.
A lot of people tried it.
A lot of pressure on him to even
Cedric
represent.
Sabalos probably was the worst one.
I know, that's why I said it.
Down, you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly why I said it.
That was horrible.
What about New York, man? Pito, what's Shaq?
I love Shaq.
Wow.
New York was
Queens got behind Shaq.
Yeah, they liked them, and especially the Bronx.
Because of Peter Guns and Lord Tariq Peter Guns.
He was tight with them.
Yeah, he was real tight with them. They both did some work on this album. Were they signed to Shaq or to like his? Because I think Shaq started like a little team or a little label or something.
Well, yeah, Twism
around this time. Twism, right?
Twism.
Was Lord Tariq and Peter Guns?
Maybe later, but they was on already. But maybe later they got on there. But they was already established on their own when they met him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but why do you think like hip hop embraced Shaq? Because T. Warren, you made some good points that people was giving feedback back. So why ultimately do you think at the end of the day hip hop embraced Shaq? Because they did. So it was feedback like you said in the beginning. But at some point, I guess I don't know. People were just like, yo, we see that you really from the or I don't know. Like what you think?
I think I already know it already, and I think y'all spoke about it already. He wrote his own lyrics. He could rap. You know what I mean? So, and, he was just a real person. He's a real, genuine person. I guess when they met him back in the day, however he pulled up, he was a superstar already. He was a real dude. They knew that, the Jays of the world, the Biggies of the world, and, all the other rappers, Mobb Deep and all them. They like, yo, this dude's a real dude, so we can hop on, we can verify him, you know what I mean? And jump on and roll with him. He wasn't no whack rapper. He had some lyrics. So I think that's the main reason. In the hood, we pushed back. I remember it. I was with him, but he bought a deal. He bought the rappers. And maybe he did. You know what I mean? he had to connect. So it is what it is. But he backed it up with skills, and it is what it is. If he was whack, if he was an MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice type, then it would be a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But he came through with the lyrics. It is what it is.
And remember, most ball players want to be rappers, and most rappers want to be ball players.
That's
So
a fact.
that probably didn't hurt.
That's a fact.
A lot of people fail.
And he got a classic. He had a studio in his crib that he recorded at, and he got all these signatures. He got like Biggie's signature, all these best rappers like signatures, and he still kept it, and he got it like framed, or it's like you see Biggie. It's classic, like it's legendary.
Not only, but you gotta realize, Carl, like it was a lot of videos floating around this time. Shaq was doing whatever Shaq was doing, and Shaq was always supporting hip hop. He may be out there dancing to some music, and they be like, "Yo, that's dope." You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine Instagram and all that type shit being out back then?
Because he was doing Instagram type stuff.
He was carrying the camera, big jokers, 7 foot with a camera, tape and everything.
Yeah.
You're like he was that guy that like when you going on a trip, he was the one maybe holding the camera, and maybe getting you the rare footage. You know what I'm saying? The behind the scenes footage. He was that dude. He was putting on that music. He was dancing to this music, this hip hop. He was always supporting that. And I think that the way he came in the game, in the rap game, with guys that was already giving him credibility, it just pushed his whole shit to a whole different level and made this album more believable. But when we heard it, it was like, wow. Like, yo, Shaq really that dude, you know what I'm saying? Now, the part 2s and 3s.
Yeah, I can't go with all that. I can't go with all that.
If he'd have stopped with this walk-off, I'd have been cool with it. But the 2s and 3s, come on, Shaq.
Nah, he killed that, man. And You Can't Stop the Rain, man, it's still a classic to me. I think Papoose and them, they remade this song. Mm-hmm. That's how much of an impact it had on the game. So back to the basketball part of Shaq. When he went to Miami, what was his transition to Miami? How did y'all feel about that when, Lakers pretty much chose Kobe and got rid of him, sent him to Miami? How did you first feel about Shaq in the Miami Heat with Pat Riley, and all that?
I was instantly
because D-Wade wasn't a thing then. D-Wade wasn't a thing when he first went there. So how do you feel about that?
You're right, Carl. But listen, I was instantly a Miami fan, man. I was a little mad at the Kobe situation. So I'm a fan dude. So I was against Shaq and Kobe. You know what I mean? I was liking the Sixers when they first played. I wanted the Sixers to win. I ain't winning to do 3 in a row. I was mad about that. But when he went to Miami, I jumped back on, and I'm on Miami, and I'm with him. It was a great move. You know what I mean? He gave the reign to D. Wade, and the rest is history. I wish they would have won more, but I was with Miami Heat. I was on the team, no doubt about it.
I agree.
And it's funny because I'm a Laker fan, but a part of me was rooting for Shaq still. Like, I wanted him to do well. I didn't want him just to go there and just do bad. I wanted him to succeed in Miami. So I was kind of actually happy. If we wasn't going to win it, I was happy when he won his one chip because it was like his validation, like, yo, I can still, even though D-Wade was heavy, a big part of that, it was still like, yo, I can still get it done. So y'all bringing me to Miami, I deliver. And he promised them a championship in his little pep rally thing when he went there, and he delivered. So
I was happy he was able to get Zoe one too.
He did get Zoe. And it's funny.
His whole arch enemy.
Yeah, it's funny because Shaq, it was 1 and 2. It was one. Yeah, he did fight. It was Shaq 1, Alonzo Mourning 2. And Zoe ended up being his backup when they won the chip. That's funny how things turn around.
Right. Come full circle. Glove in the building too, man. Don't forget the glove.
Gary Payton was in there.
Jason.
Wasn't White Chocolate in there?
Jason Williams. I was going to say Jason Williams.
Antoine Walker was there.
Cakes Walker was there. Yeah, Cakes Walker was there.
What about Eddie Jones was gone, wasn't he?
No, Eddie Jones wasn't on. Eddie Jones was in Charlotte. Yeah. I'm glad he. So when did you think Shaq started losing a step in the league?
Well, like you said,
after that Miami run.
Yeah, you said within the Miami run.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was still very dominant. But like you said, you could tell at that point in time he was starting to lose a step. He was using more of his brain at that point than anything. Actually, he was conserving some things. There was a lot less diving on the floor, a lot less trying to be the big point guard in the middle. The maturity is set in a little bit because the injuries had started setting in a little bit. So I would say that.
Was it hard to see Bless you. Was it hard to see Cleveland Cavaliers Shaq or Boston Celtics Shaq? Was that hard as a basketball fan?
I tried to figure. I'm mad you brought that up. Actually, I had forgotten to put that to the side,
Shaq,
man.
Phoenix Suns Shaq.
Well, Phoenix Sun Shaq wasn't too bad because I knew he was out there getting healed because they have a fountain of youth out there somewhere. I don't know what they got going
Phoenix
on.
Sun Shaq was all right, but Cleveland Cavs Shaq. Yeah. Remember Kevin Hart had the comedy joke when he talking about Shaq falling in his comedy sketch. Shaq was in the crowd, or LeBron was in the crowd. He was talking about how Shaq just fall. It was funny. But yeah, the Cleveland Cat and the Boston Celtics was, oh man,
it was over. I was just waiting for it to be over around this time.
Boston Celtics Shaq did not have to happen.
He didn't even look right going out there
in a Celtics uniform.
Word, Celtics.
Terrible.
Get that money though, man. To get that contract, whatever it was.
Let's talk about Shaq's success in business and entertainment. This guy, maybe other than like Air, Jordan. Like, this guy covered a lot of bases, and still to this day.
Yeah.
And
whoever it is that he has in his corner, that's like delegating financial responsibilities and like financial
management agents.
Yeah, management. They are on. They on it. Right. I want to say probably him and Nas probably got the best people. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys, man, they went at certain things that was falling or certain things that they seen and they attacked it. Like the whole Papa John's thing. That shit was falling apart after the dude said what he said. Shaq said, shit, well, let me scoop that up. People might jump back on. They see Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal owns that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really look at it, man. He monopolizing the game, man, and he putting his, you know what I'm saying? He putting his assets out there and he giving back. So
you saying he got it from his pop?
Yes, he
general.
Did. Yeah.
Sergeant.
Sarge.
Yeah.
But even the general commercials.
He's talking about the insurance.
The insurance. Yeah. He's involved in that. I mean, that's something that normally we don't really. I mean, obviously Chris Paul and them do that on a bigger scale, but he took a smaller scale company. And he said, "I'm gonna put my name to it. It's me. I'm Shaq. Yeah. I can do this. Yeah. Like you said, whoever his management is, they're outstanding. They got some good ideas.
Remember when the Reebok pump came out though? The Shaq Reebok pump. He set that joint up and tightened up. Yeah. Like, that was a big deal.
Listen, he had the wherewithal to put a phone in that shoe. And that was the marketing tool. Like, you remember because him and AI was All-Star game, and AI was holding up the shoe with the phone in it.
I do remember that. Like that, I remember people that got the Reebok pump just because of Shaq. Like, and I remember squeezing the little basketball.
And then the next person that took that Reebok pump to the next level was D Brown.
Yeah,
it was D Brown, and Shaq was right there. He did that that was part of the whole ordeal for Shaq.
It's the 90s, man. He was doing this in the 90s. Like, he was ahead of the game. He had so many endorsement deals. Like, everybody.
Like I said, at the slam dunk contest, who had the camera in hand?
Yeah, Shaq.
You know what I'm saying?
Real genuine dude, man.
Yeah,
just ahead of his time, man. Just always, just real. Love the kids, love the people. And if you do that, you know what I mean. You'll get back. You'll get it back. You know what I mean. God blessed him with that technique, with that attitude, and it's just paying off in 2022, man, to this day, man. He's on every commercial. He's endorsing everything. Wow. Like, what you going to say? You know what I mean? Look like he did do his kids right. You know what I mean? I know he was married. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even the wife done spin off and do her own thing. Like,
he still support her, though. They still got a good relationship.
Like they best friends. Yeah. They do their one, too. She got her own little thing going. You know what I mean? So
she definitely do.
You know what I mean? I guess at the end of the day, and we'll talk about it later as far as his legacy is concerned, but if you do right, you know what I mean, things right happen to you, you know what I mean? God will bless you and you're still on that right track, and it is what it is, man. Straight up, man. Do the right thing, man.
He's definitely a people person. I mean, one time that I did see him in person in Miami, and actually, that was the day he got deputized.
He is a deputy in Miami. Yeah.
So I'm going to get my marriage license, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Absolutely.
So we're coming out the building, and there's this humongous individual. I'm not a small guy, but I woke up. It's Shaq. We run right into Shaq as he's coming out of the office to get deputized.
Wow.
And of course, in true human nature fashion, goes, "What's up, big man? Big man. I'm 6 foot. You like 7'1", whatever. But respect. He shakes my hand, whatever. We get a picture. genuine to just. I mean, he was on his way to go.
You
to
still
the
got
press
that picture? Still got that picture? I need that because T. Warren texted his picture during the episode. He texted his Shaq picture.
Yeah.
I need your Shaq picture
I
too.
need the archives for that
ASAP.
shit.
I need you to go on your archive.
We don't believe you, man. We don't believe you, man.
He got
people, right?
We need your Shaq. We need your Shaq pic, Izzy.
I would definitely go into the
Wow,
archives
Shaq
and go
stories,
find that.
man. All I got is a David Robinson picture. Damn, I neglected.
70
A David Robinson
71-point score. I think you're
got more
okay,
than
bro.
me.
I got David Robinson.
More than me. I probably got a LeBron Profit type shit.
And the funny thing is, I was in D.C. We ran into David Robinson, and my David Robinson picture is blurry, and one of my friends' David Robinson picture is clear. So I really got a picture of my friend and David Robinson, not me.
You was there.
Trash, man, trash. Like, it's terrible.
Yo, he busting me, man.
But life after basketball for Shaq, y'all would say is good. Life after basketball.
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely
it's
great.
as best
Extra
as it can
great.
be.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, this guy is thriving.
He can walk the streets.
He's bigger. He's bigger than what he was.
Really?
I want to say in basketball,
That's
man,
a
because
big
he's touching so many people now. And you got to realize that social media, man, is crazy. It's taking things to a whole new level. You know what I'm saying? So people that didn't really know Shaq, but who don't know Shaq? Right. Shaq can't walk around and nobody not notice him.
Absolutely not.
That's
Soon
like
as you see somebody tall and big like that, you automatically think it's Shaq.
that's how what we was talking about. That Snoop Dogg was the most noticeable person in the world.
Gotta be Shaq.
Shaq got to be number 2 or number 1.
Or number 1, hands down.
And you're not going to not know Shaq. Like how Shaq is just one of them faces that.
But
I don't think he.
But I mean, all ages.
Right.
Snoop had all ages. Shaq got all ages.
Your grandma's gonna know who Shaq is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your little kid's gonna know who Shaq
grandma,
is.
everybody knows Shaq.
Yeah, that's Shaquille.
Because he's been able to go to stay relevant for all these generations.
That was my grandma's guy, man. She used to love Shaq.
So a basketball question: is Shaq in your all-time top 5 basketball?
Great question. I'm gonna go ahead. Can I be last on this?
Go ahead. You gonna go ahead and say yes? A great question. Let me be last. You want to close it? Go ahead and close.
Let me close that out, man. Get everybody else. Let me just shut that down. If I
My
possibly
all-time
top 5.
Top 5
Shaq,
players.
Shaq in there.
If I got to go to a center, I'm going to have to say yes. Because I really didn't grasp Kareem Abdul-Jabbar career like that. If it was a center career I really grasped like that, two of them would be the Admiral and Hakeem Olajuwon. Okay. Hakeem, Kareem, I didn't really get his thing like that because I still was getting into it, whatever. I knew he was dominant, but I still wasn't locked in on the basketball like that when the Robert Parrish, that's when I really, because Kareem was on his way out around that certain time frame. So I was catching the Robert Parrish, the Admiral, Pat Ewing, them guys more than when I was catching the prime of, Ab. So I would say yes, he's in my top 5.
I'm gonna go yes too, man. And Shaq to me, and I all respect due to Kareem. I didn't see him live or Wilt, but they're legends in the game. No, I'm taking nothing away from them. I just personally feel like there wasn't, even though I didn't see them live, I just don't feel like there was a dominant center that was as dominant as Shaq. As great as they was, hook shots, all of that, Shaq to me was just a different kind of beast. So for that, if I'm picking a center spot, I'm going Shaq with my top 5 all the time.
Agree,
That's
Carl.
me, though. That's me.
Well, I know this is going to be a generational question. It depends on, like you said, it depends on what you got to see.
Yeah.
Probably like how I feel about Mike, and somebody could tell me, there's this other guy. Yeah. You mentioned some of the names that are probably going to keep him out of my 5. I do recall a particular run in L.A. where Shaq got to meet one of the guys that you're talking about, Wilt, and Wilt still did what he wanted to do. And for that even though Shaq is one of the most dominant players that I've seen with my own eyes on a consistent basis. I've seen enough footage of Wilt to know that, Wilt probably be able to do what he wanted to do against him too. Because he did it at age 50, he was doing it against the kid. He was a kid though.
He averaged 50 and 25 for 2 seasons. To me, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And much like there's obviously the Hack and Shaq rules, but then like you couldn't dunk because of Wilt. You flat out couldn't dunk. Like, don't dunk. I mean that. Yeah. So no. It's short answer. No, but he's right outside of it. He's not in my top 5, but he's probably 6 or 7. He's real close. He's real close.
Well, I want to add, just to piggyback off that real quick. I know Wilt averaged 50 and 25 for 2 seasons. I personally feel like if Shaq could hit free throws, he would have averaged 50 points at least a couple seasons. I think
he said that himself. He said, "Listen, he said hit free throws."
I think he would average.
And that was our thing because, of course, at that time I was about to. Because
and
me and him are the same age.
Yeah, and if my aunt was my uncle, she'd have a Jimmy. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Like, straight like that. Yeah. I'm just being real.
You're
like,
right.
them free throws played a hell of a part.
Yeah. I mean, he was the reason why we all had to practice our free throws.
Yeah.
Because it was like, listen, do not be like him.
Yeah.
Because if the woulda, coulda, shoulda argument again. Yeah. So, and Wilt could do that. So, you know.
All right. Pito don't even know who Shaq is as a basketball player. So T1, what you got, man? I know you got something.
Well, I think I started off wrong on the question. Is it top 5 players or top 5 centers?
I'm
players.
saying top 5. That's coming. The center part is coming. We're going with just players right now. All time. Is it top 5 all time?
Yeah, and okay. So with that said, and that's why I said let me go last. Centers definitely. You know what I mean? Definitely in there. But as far as players, man, it's a strong one. It's a strong question. It's a strong get him in, get him out. I got Kareem ahead of him, man. I got Kareem ahead of him. The numbers, the years played, being dominant, you know what I mean? The chips, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? It's just he just got him on that one. He got him, man. And that man's the most dominant, yes, absolutely strongest.
All-time leading scorer, too.
Yeah. So you just got to give Kareem the edge on that, man. You really got to if you're a player, a fan of the game, acknowledge the game and respect the game. You got to put Kareem ahead of him. But so that's why it's kind of hard to get him in that top 5. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna go my top 5. You know, no problem.
T1, you got Kareem, Izzy, you got Wilt, and me and Freaks, man, you got Shaq.
Generation.
Pito, do you know 5 centers in the NBA?
Patrick Ewing.
Oh, you from New York? Nah, I like that.
And Pat's in the conversation.
I was a Patrick Ewing fan.
Now I'm mad at that.
Georgetown.
What about that African dude?
With Tumbo?
Yeah.
Nah, we can't go with Shaq. Now you guys, you was good with the Patrick Ewing, but you can't.
You gonna keep going Georgetown players, huh? Okay, all right, I got you.
Will you take Pat Ewing over Shaq, Pito, just as a casual basketball man? Nah.
And Mason.
And
Mason was
center,
a powerful.
Okay. Yeah, but Biggie tied him up. But that's another story, though.
Okay.
Biggie tied him up in his crib, though. But that's another story.
For the sake of time,
one of them niggas got rained out. He must have got rained out or something.
Yeah. And for the sake of time, I don't think we need to even ask the question of top 5 centers ever because I think that
he's in it.
We all know he's in it. You know what I'm saying?
He's in it. You can shuffle the cards after the 5, but he's in the 5.
Yeah, he's in there.
Could Shaq still be as dominant in today's game? If he played in today's game, you think he could be as dominant?
Wow. Keep coming with the questions, boy. That's some good questions,
too.
Yes, you do, man. Want to go?
I'll go.
Izzy, what you think?
He'd have to have a coach to be willing to dump the ball down there to him, of course. I mean, there's not really many real centers walking around. I mean, who's going to guard him? Drummond? I mean, we could talk about the kid in Philly.
He's going to be barbecue chicken in Shaq world.
Exactly. We could talk about the kid in Philly. I mean, he's a big guy, but again, Shaq was probably more in his prime. Shaq was more agile than him. Honestly, I mean, I know they talk about Embiid doing Euro steps and stuff like that, but we're talking about like speed and agility. Okay, Shaq's gonna put him in the rim too.
I'm thinking of Shaq. I'm thinking of Orlando Magic.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Orlando Magic. Shaq,
there's nobody here to do anything.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's nobody here to deal with him. Like, who's gonna deal with that?
He's gonna get his point.
Yeah, and you're gonna hack him, of course, and you're gonna send him to the line at the end of the game. But there's nobody here to deal with him.
And then what, you going to play small ball? Like, are you just going to play him small?
I don't know about that. And then, of course, when you have these discussions, we always talk about adaptability. And now we're talking about him fitting in with what you do now as well. So it's not like we're going to take him out of his time warp and say he can only do exactly what he did then. He's going to get trained on doing what they do now.
Right.
So now can you imagine Shaq out here, handling the ball a little bit, maybe even shooting a one-handed top of the key jumper, because I mean the ball was like a golf ball, or like a softball in his hand anyway.
Right.
But he can shoot the ball. But like, yeah, I could see him being dominant and doing what he does, even now, especially now. And you can't touch him. Yeah, you're not allowed to touch people either. I believe now. Now if he really,
it's really super touchy. It's really super touchy.
You can't horse collar him like they was horse collaring and jumping on his back before and calling it regular fouls.
Yeah.
You can't do that now. That's why I get suspended.
That's a
doing that.
good point. That's
Like,
those flagrant fouls now.
Those are flagrant ones and flagrant twos. You're not. Yeah.
It's definitely a softer league.
With a not so soft player.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I disagree. I don't think he'd be as dominant. The game has changed, man. The game has definitely changed. I mean, you're watching this, been watching it since, late 70s. And the game is all outside, man. It's an outside game. I seen people on the down low, right there in front of the basket, pass it out to the three-point shooter. Last night, I'm watching Memphis. I'm watching the Lakers. They not even trying to lay it up no more. They're going to pass out that wide-open three-point shooter. That's true. With that said, Shaq, we seen it. We was there. I ain't going to go back and forth with you on that one. We was there when he was just bamming it on everybody. But now everything is on the outside. So he's throwing it back out. We got Cat Williams, that dude. Embiid, as y'all mentioned earlier, shooting threes. So, okay, we had to get Shaq to shoot a three.
Too well. Let's not.
What's that?
Embiid don't shoot them too
right,
well.
but he out there shooting it. That was unheard of.
He's taking him out of the basket.
That was unheard of a center shooting a three-pointer, being even out there. Come on, man, knock it off. So I just don't think he'd be as dominant. The game has changed. It's an all-outside game. It's a mid-range game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything was down low for him, man. Come on, look at the math. Look at the videos. Smashing on everybody. Go down, boom, pass out. Go down, boom, pass out. Now it's not there. Now they taking it from the paint and passing out to the open ball out there. And it looks crazy. I don't know if the numbers really match. It ain't 50%, but the numbers is high on these three-point shots, man. These guys is getting paid off of. We got Wilmington's own. We talked about it before. You know what I mean? He's a threat from that three-point line.
Bones?
Yeah,
Bones
absolutely.
Highland.
He's a major
He's about
threat.
3 steps behind that three-point line. He's not hugging the three-point line.
He's in the game because of that.
Absolutely.
The game has changed,
Absolutely.
man.
I would agree with that.
It would be interesting to see.
That's why I said
if it could work or not. That would be interesting. In this three-point shooting, running gun league, like what would Shaq do? What would the most dominant, in my opinion, the most dominant center? What would he do in these totally different times? Because everybody's a stretch whatever now. Stretch forward, stretch center, stretch everything.
The closest we got is my man Zion. That's the closest we got to Shaq as far as dominating, getting in the paint, smashing.
He can't
on
get
somebody.
healthy.
He can't get healthy. Yeah, but that's the closest as far as just
That's what I was going to ask. That's what I was going to ask. Is there any player that kind of reminds you of Shaq?
He's the only one that reminds me of Shaq.
I got an interesting take, though.
Maybe Giannis.
I was going to say Giannis. Okay. To me, Giannis is like Shaq. He's like a Shaq version. They can't stop him.
They want Kuminga to be that. That's what they swear Kuminga's going to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's because he's big and he's powerful, but he can do both, but he can still smash and go down. And now, whether he can do it or not, that's a whole other question. But
Kuminga for North Carolina.
He plays for the Golden State Warriors. He plays for 0-0.
Yeah,
and he does as far as like you said, smashing and going down and really banging it on cast. But then he can still mix it up and do what they do now too, and shoot from the outside. That's what they want. I don't know. I'm not saying he is. I'm just. But you're right, Giannis.
Zion is good with the overpowering. I agree with that too. But Giannis, to me, don't run no plays. It's sometimes it's like Shaq just throwing the ball, and they be having every 3 people around him, and he still gets a dunk. Like that. That's like, I'm like, damn. So it's been several times I'm like, damn, Giannis played like Shaq tonight. Like couldn't nobody do nothing with him. Just throwing the ball.
Getting the ball and get out the way.
Yeah. It ain't running no plays. It's no like just dump the ball like it used to be. Dump the ball to Shaq. Shaq do his thing, and you can't stop it. That's how I feel about Giannis sometimes.
But guess what? I'm gonna leave it at this. Giannis is taking 3-point shots. He's trying to take. He out there.
He is.
Get him out of there. Okay,
15-foot jumper too.
He's taking it coast to coast.
And I hate to say it, and I know Shaq been banged on, but Giannis get banged on a whole lot
because he's a shot blocker.
Yeah. But Shaq probably got banged, but damn, foul him first. I hate to say it. Fuck him up. Don't let him get there. Bang. Yeah, fuck that nigga up before he get to that moment.
Yeah, I just saw the clip where Blake Griffin got him, and it's old, but it's. Like this isn't back in the day, Blake Griffin. This is old Blake Griffin. So yeah, you're right.
So what do y'all see from Shaq in the future? Shaq's in a great place. You know, he's on Inside the NBA with an all-star lineup. They got one of the best shows on TV as far as basketball-wise. He got all these endorsements. You know, he's actually a doctor. He's actually got he's a doctor from school. He went back to school. He got his doctorate. That's a big deal too. He's an official, like you said, sheriff or sergeant in Miami. He got so many different hats. He's a DJ. He's a respected DJ, not just like a celebrity DJ that plays songs. He's like a respected DJ that does like Vegas things and
mixing
like,
and scratching DJ.
Yeah, like he's a real DJ, which I respect. Like he got so many elements to him.
He's a comedian.
He does the All-Star Shaq All Jam, which is a big deal. All the top comedians every year. Like, so what do y'all see Shaq doing in the future?
I see him receiving that award, man, the Lifetime Achievement. What's the award they give out? That sort of like I forgot the name of it. Like
the president
gives out presidential joint.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sort of like the heritage joint where they give it the Lifetime Achievement.
For what organization though? You talking about the president or?
Nah, what's the
Not that one?
on a couple of the award shows, man, they give it out.
Like BET Awards?
Yeah, I see that.
The I Am joiner? I Am Hip Hop?
Nah, I don't think
he can get higher than that.
Yeah, he get higher than that. What was the motherfucking award? Was it the I think it's a Nelson Mandela Award or something that they be giving out at one of these where it showed like everybody giving back. I think Alicia Keys got it recently. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I see him receiving something like that of that nature real soon. Probably a few times. You know what I'm saying? And just more of him being exposed more to the world as far as I see him taking the TNT shit to another level. I think they're gonna come up with something and he's gonna have something like sort of like a spinoff from that. You feel me? Like it's gonna be a little Shaq's World, something from spinning off from that TNT joint.
Well, he has a lot. He got Shaq and a Fool. He got his own reality show. He got his own separate one with D Wade and Candace Parker and them. So they lining him up already. Mm-hmm. They lining him up. He doing his thing. Mm-hmm. I see more ownership from him. I think he gonna own. I think he been dipping dabbling a little bit, but I think he's gonna own more teams, and not just basketball. No. It could be any type of sport. I think he's gonna have more ownership.
He gave up his ownership to Sacramento. He don't own him anymore.
Yeah, he don't own that. I think he's gonna do some other stuff. But I see other sports. It might be soccer. It might be football. Mm-hmm. I see him dibbling dabbling in ownership in a lot of more teams and stuff. I see that coming for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think the sky's the limit. I mean, look what he's doing. He's on TV every day. He's on every commercial. Hey, I mean, sky's the limit, man. We can see anything that we can dream about, think about. He should be involved. He probably is going to be involved. He's a go hard spirit from LSU. Before that, it just is what it is with him, man. We gonna figure it out, and he gonna be involved, man. Good dude, as we all done said. Hey, sky's the limit, man. We'll see him around. He's not going nowhere.
I think he might pull an Oprah. I think he might own a network.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. I can see it.
I can see that.
I can see it.
Talk show host.
If he wants to,
that for sure.
Whatever he can
definitely do that. He can do that in his sleep, probably. Honestly.
Well,
personality for that.
We celebrating Shaq's 50th birthday. Overall, what do you think Shaq's legacy going to be in the game?
Let me start this one off, if I may. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
And I've been saving this. We talked a little bit about it earlier. You know, just the person that he is, his legacy, what he's going to go down as, a genuine, real person. I know everybody at the table has met celebrities, from rappers, NFL players, NBA players. I'm not the type. I know there's a lot of people out there, the type that they see a celeb, they're going to run up to him and get the picture. Especially with the gram now, you can get your likes and all that up. And I met him, met that. He's my friend. You know what I mean? This guy right here. After meeting the Allen Iverson, and no disrespect to those celebs I have met, the Run DMCs of the world, the Chuck D's, just to name a few. This guy right here is separate from all of them. You know what I mean? And we talked about it earlier. Like he really asked me, "Do you want to pick?" Like what celebrity does that? I met Allen I, and I couldn't get to Allen I. I got to him just like that. Real, genuine dude. We very, very rarely see that. So. Because of that, his legacy, man, is just giving who he is, realism. Like everybody got their own realism. Your real is different than my real, Carl. Mm-hmm. But this guy, morally, respectfully, he got the real. He's 100 in my book, and everybody at the table said it, and we could see it. You know, we had to pick a flaw. You know what I mean? He was an exceptional talent, and he thinks everybody should be just like him. You know, he's on TNT every week. Yo, they need to go hard. They should be better. Play hard. Do this, do that. You only doing that because you was the best at it.
Right.
But everybody ain't like you, Shaq. So his only really flaw, I think, is that he just think everybody should be him and just go hard. Nah, people are different. People think different.
That's a good point.
So he wants everybody to just jamming on somebody. Go to the rim. Win chips. Never stop. Everybody built different. So that's my only little punk flaw with him. You know what I mean? He wants everybody to roll with him. But overall, real good dude, man. Legacy is just, you know, he's a role model. Follow his lead. We talked about it yesterday. How do you do it? Don't talk about your accolades. How do you do it? And he's showing us how to do it. Right. He's showing us, man. We see the blueprint following.
I'll piggyback off something you just said. You mentioned Allen Iverson. And Allen Iverson, to me, he took the hip-hop generation of basketball to another level, and he did do that. Shaq started that. Shaq started the hip-hop basketball, and the AI came in off of that and took it to the next level. But Shaq was the one
that brought it in.
That started
He's the one who embraced it. Because you would name drop. Hip-hop artists would always name drop the NBA players.
Yes.
But a lot of them, Mike, didn't really fool. I mean, he didn't fool with it like that.
And I love Mike, but that's a fact.
He's my goat up there. That's one of his flaws.
Mike ain't embrace it.
He didn't embrace it like that. Barkley didn't really embrace it like that.
Nope,
even though Chuck D gave him one of the lines of all times. I'll throw it down your throat like Barkley. But Shaq said, yeah, that's me. That's
and he stood next to him, too.
Yeah, exactly.
He stood next to him. And that take a lot.
That's the music that I grew up on. This is what I listen to. I know I'm going to get these endorsements, and I know you guys out here in the world might not like it, but this is part of my culture,
right?
And I'm not hiding from it.
Yeah,
right. So he definitely did that.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna go with everything that all y'all said, man. But in closing, I'm gonna leave this right here, man. I really want y'all to really hear this. This guy has a rap classic album.
He does.
Point blank, period.
He does.
You can say what you want,
and I got it.
But this right here is a fucking classic.
It is.
He got Biggie, Jay-Z on the same fucking album, and R. Kelly. Let's not forget how big R. Kelly was at this time. R. Kelly did writing on this album.
1996.
R. Kelly did executive producing on this album. He has these guys on this album, man.
A Tribe Called Quest on there. Mobb Deep on
Mobb
there.
Deep. Prodigy. He's on the track spitting with Prodigy. These are people that he looked up to. These are people that he listened to. Throw this in, man. Don't nobody have a rap classic and they in the motherfucking NBA.
I'm downloading it right now.
Only person that's close to this guy as far as making a good album is Dame Lillard.
Absolutely.
It's even worth a conversation.
Right.
Kobe done flop. Yeah. Cedric Ceballos, we said him earlier.
AI. Remember
Jules?
Oh, man. Yeah. Man. Rasheed Wallace.
All them dudes is horrible.
Lou Williams.
And I'm going to leave it at that. Man.
Yeah, man.
In closing.
Shaq's a Hall of Fame basketball player, one of the greatest of all time, legend, just great human being. I like the giving back part, man. The giving back is a big deal.
He's authentic. He's authentically who he is.
And he does
flaws and all. Even when he did mess up, like you said, the Kobe thing. You know what? I was wrong. Teaching lessons outside of basketball and within basketball too. So yeah, definitely.
Legend in the game. Happy 50th birthday to Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Diesel. Legend in the game, man.
Yes.
Yo,
Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu. That was the beginning. Shaq Fu.
The big
Aristotle. Yeah, yo, legend in the game. Yo, salute Shaq. Man, thank you for all your contributions to the game of basketball, to hip-hop culture, just to humanity all together, man.
Tap into this episode, Shaq. I'm pretty sure you'll like it.
Yeah, Shaq, man, salute to you, man. He also a dope DJ, too, man. I really respect. Like, he
got a guy with footage right here. We might add you.
He
got footage, heavy footage, man. He might remember that shit.
Salute to Shaq,
man. He might be like, yo, I might know this guy, man. I remember that.
Salute to T. Warren. Salute to Mark Izzy, man, for joining us today. Yo, man, we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to all of our videos, man. Yo, we here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, happy birthday, Shaq. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.